Geocache talk, a voice on the line I hear, coming through Geocache talk.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Announcing the Cache Odyssey Geocoin, a tribute to exploration, accessibility, and the journey we share as a global geocaching community. Each coin represents your support and participation in the Cache Odyssey project and Geo Tours, a nationwide effort to create handicap-accessible geocaches and ensure that everyone can experience the joy of the hunt. With stunning artwork, the Cache Odyssey Geocoin captures both the spirit of geocaching and the heart of the Geocache Talk network. Whether you're adding it to your personal collection or gifting it to a fellow geocacher, this coin is more than just metal. It's a symbol of unity, inclusion, and adventure. And at just $20 each, it's an affordable way to both celebrate your passion and support the future of accessible caching. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk shop and carry a piece of the Cache Odyssey with you wherever your adventures take you.
Big thanks to our new patrons, PWC and PC, returning patron JR and Juju, Birkenstock Report, and Trail Snail 51. God, I like that one. That sounds like me on a trail, the snail, trail snail. And our featured patrons tonight are from the states that start with the letter T, as in Tom or Texas. They are Michael, Anthony, Nathan, Harry, Yvonne, Teresa, Rick, Michael, Tracy, Marcellus, Tiffany, Laura, Julia, ACDC family, John, David and D, Cece, Jeffrey, Tom. Boy, that's a bunch, ain't it? All right. Well, thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show and all the shows on the air. And yes, I am back home. And with me tonight, of course, is the full co-hosting crew. So let me bring them in. There they are.
Hey, guys.
Good evening.
John and Jesse. And came home and the house had not burned down. So contrary to, the conspiracy theories that I had nowhere to go, I actually did. I came home. So anyway, get all the stuff out of the front, all the mail and everything out of the mailbox. And I actually did a couple things, and then we've got a lot to cover tonight, but I did get all of the orders ready to go tomorrow. So wow. Thanks to everybody who purchased coins or donated. We had a lot of donations to St. Jude. And I was at an event on Saturday in Arkansas. Got to see 5 patrons at this event.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so there was 12 people there, and half of them were patrons. So it was great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I got to hang out with some of the patrons. It was great seeing them, and it's just neat to run into a patron, and be able to sit at an event, and enjoy hearing from them and hearing different people talking about. And what's funny is Kendall was there, so we had a long talk about the GT stash. Remember that old thing, Jesse?
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
It was. And hearing them finding that nano with the big old 24 code, 24 letter code on it, and they won, and they were so excited. And they were actually, Kendall was on the phone with a guy named Kent who was at this event, and they were talking about, and Kent was following the GT stash as well. And he's telling Kendall, he's like, no, it's there. I know it's there. I've read all the clues. I know it's there. And so he really encouraged them to you got to keep looking. It's got there. It's going to be there. And so it was funny to hear them talk about this whole thing. And it is, made my heart warm to hear the stories about old GT Stash. So,
We're going to have to do that again someday.
Oh
yeah.
But
Oh,
I'm pretty sure now it'll involve NFC tags.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
That'd be fun
for sure.
It'll be a little different. Yeah.
Yeah. John, we have a sort of a special announcement. Do you want to go ahead and grab that?
The special announcement, Gary. Guys, I got to clarify. Like, my contract does not permit spilling of the beans.
Oh, come on. This was a special one.
Gary, I think you got to do it. I think you got to do it. You are the expert bean spiller, my friend.
Yes, I am. So we have a special shout out to King Snoo. They got all 50 Cache Odyssey.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Hides. 50.
That's a lot.
And
like I know people do that, but that's amazing to me.
what really is special about that, they sent a really cool email to us, and they pointed out that he is sort of handy capable too. So it's like a special moment that we have someone who really can this is what it was meant for. We were Cache Odyssey was sort of designed, I mean, for everyone, but also for folks that need that are handicapped, need a handicap accessible.
Yeah, it needs to truly be done right and labeled right.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I was really thrilled to get that email from them, and they were thrilled to death to finish that, and they got cool. They had a great cool photo.
Oh man, look, I got to bring that photo up because
you got it with Sharknado. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, you could just see like on there like how psyched people are to complete that, and I mean, what an accomplishment, I mean, 50 states, and I think he said like, what was it? Was it like 200 days as well?
Yeah,
too?
They did it in 200 days,
which is incredible.
And
just incredible.
Go back to that photo real fast. Yeah. So the Cache Odyssey Hawaii hider is in the photo, and it's not the 4 people in the back. It's the young lady in the front there, giving the hang loose sign. She is the Cache Odyssey hider and owner of Cache Odyssey Hawaii. So shout out to her for that. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
That's too cool. Yeah. I know we will add people to that list, but I don't think that list is going to be long, right? At least for the first couple of years or whatever. But the fact that anybody has done that, it's still, I know there's cachers at all different levels, right? But like I'm in the game, and we were just talking about this before the show. I've still got one state left to do, and I've been caching for a while. They did all those states this year.
200 days even. Not
over the whole career, but like this year. And I get it. Everybody's in a different situation. Not everybody can be like Gary, just full-time cacher and shows up every once in a while at home,
full-time podcaster and cacher and bean spiller.
Professional cacher. But I just think it's such a huge accomplishment. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I'm always blown away by what people can do.
For
a hobby, that's so cool to me.
Well, and I love the sharing of the picture. Like, I think a cool thing out of this experience so far is how much we've heard from people sharing their experiences with Cache Odyssey, sharing the pictures, sharing the stories. It's just like, I was mentioning before the show, it was, I saw a cacher, ran into them at Cache Odyssey New York, went out there, and he goes, man, the people organizing this, they did such a great job. And it's like, well, matter of fact, I may have helped a little bit with that, but people are just so incredibly appreciative, just all the details, all the collaboration, all the energy. I mean, it's been such a magical project for sure.
It has been tremendous.
It's cool also to have a new thing out there. And I've heard somebody describe that. We were talking about before the show, right? Like there's a lot of those major things and mecca places you go to, HQ and all that other stuff, and hit the 50 states. But now there's a new thing out there, and it's got a good message to it too, obviously, but like it's a new thing for people to shoot for. Not everybody's going to do it in the first year, right? But maybe over time, people get to pick more and more of them up because we're trying to keep it going forever, right? Like I think it's awesome, and this is not, and I'm not saying that to brag on us because we just came up with the idea. There's 50 people out there that are maintaining these awesome caches, right? So that's they put all that effort into it themselves to do all that stuff. And if you don't know, for anybody that's not one of those people that's here, maintaining a cache on a geo tour means extra work because it gets more attention. You have to answer more. You have to maintenance more. You have to do it. So it's a lot of work for those people to be out there keeping those up as well.
Yeah. Tremendous work by them. Like I said, that event I went to, I was asking somebody was just talking about their goals, and they mentioned Cache Odyssey. It's like, I mean, and so I asked them, I was like, where'd y'all learn about Cache Odyssey? And they were, said, well, we know the person hid the one. If you know somebody hides one in your state, you kind of like, what is this? What's going on? So these were the same folks, Jesse, that when they heard my name, they're like, oh yeah, the Neanderthals. He and
From the lab,
the
I love it.
Neanderthals.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty funny. Like, oh my gosh, we were remembered for being the crazy Neanderthals at the event. They thought that was so. That was a great night. But
you guys played tremendous Neanderthals. I have to say that you really did.
You were a good Roman centurion, so it was all great.
Thank you. Yeah, anything Roman or pizza inspired, I'm good with.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, let's do some Twig this week in geocaching, and I will be as quick as I can because we got a big show tonight. So a couple things I want to mention. Just got back again from second big trip recently, and I went through and I looked of how many states that we did recently, and here's the quick list. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and Ontario. That's a pretty good list.
That is good.
Is that 16 states, Gary? 16?
I think it's 15 plus Ontario for another
15
province.
Okay.
So
and Ontario.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 15 plus a province. So
go you.
Yeah, great trips. Appreciate old Lost and Found 28 going with me, and it's good to have a person to go with you in cache, and we had a blast, and it's something too with. If and John knows about this, when you're trying to recover, or even Jesse too, like when you're recovering from injuries, or like in my case, it was the knees problem and all that. Now that I've lost some more weight, I can get up a hill a little bit better, but it's nice to have somebody with you that can be like, encouraging, like, come on, let's go. It's like, my knees hurt. It's like, come on, let's get it done. Come on. Stop being a baby. No, I'm just kidding. But it's good to have somebody with you to kind of push you along. So,
and geocaching is one of those perfect things because you can take it at whatever level you're at when you're recovering.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Because like when John, when you were back from your big ligament issues, I mean, you were able to kind of use that as leverage, I guess, in a sense, to kind of go, you know what, I need to get back. I need to be able to.
Yeah, absolutely. And, what a great training way too, because in geocaching, we have terrain ratings, we have attributes that describe, what kind of like expertise or physical level you need to do to get to something. So, great way to do it, and from my experience too, kind of tying back to Cache Odyssey, when you're in those early stages and, if you're looking at terrain ones, it's good to find when terrain ones are accurate.
It's right.
Cause I found terrain ones that weren't, when I couldn't walk, and learning how to re-walk or walk again after massive surgery, man, it takes a while for sure. It's not like riding a bike. And, but yeah, going out doing caching is such good physical therapy to start getting out there, and especially to rebuild your confidence,
Yeah, absolutely.
and to push yourself too. And it's always good when you do that with somebody else for sure, because when you're doing that outdoors, you're rebuilding, strength, you're getting everything back. Having somebody else there is a great thing to do, for caching.
Tremendous.
Absolutely.
Last thing I'll mention, and then I'll turn over to you guys. So a couple things. One, obviously we did the commercial for the Cache Odyssey coin that's out there now. So let me do this real quick here, so it'll be a little easier. So the Cache Odyssey coin is right there. It's tremendous. It has such a great look to it. Look at that sky, man. That is just like,
oh man, I love that bison head on there. That is just so
I know.
cool.
There are bison in every state, so it's a good logo. Again, Dawn Treadway made this one or designed this one, and the back's completely different. Yeah, she knocked it out of the park. And the back is really cool. It's different. I love the snow-capped mountains, and that was great. So, and then lastly, a couple amazing coins. I think I showed them last week too, but let me show you these ones. So, we're doing our St. Jude. This coin is a Lego coin, and I won't share yet why, although some people know why now, but we'll spill the beans soon. But there's a reason why it's a Lego coin, but also Lego is a big thing at St. Jude. Christy, the CFO, can tell you about the things they do at St. Jude, but they do have a lot of Legos for the kids to play with. And the butterfly is key also as a symbol for St. Jude. So this coin you can get. Again, it's you're purchasing the coin, but in a sense you're donating, because we're donating all the money that goes to this coin. This is the $50 donation. So if you donate $50 to St. Jude, if you buy this coin, the money for that coin is going to go to St. Jude. So, and you get a coin out of it. So it's kind of an extra little bonus, especially for the 10 years, since this is our 10th year of it. And also this one is an amazing coin. Let me use my phone. You got to have a little light source behind this one. So this coin is it's a $100 coin, but look at that. It's such an amazing coin. And look at just when you want to do that, Gary, you see that's going on. So let me do this. So it's a stained glass coin and just amazing looking. And so that's beautiful. Yeah. And so again, Christy worked at St. Jude, so she's familiar with sort of the inspiration behind this one. And that is the stained glass. Again, Dawn came up with this. She had spent some time also at St. Jude, some training and things as a nurse. So the little saying there down at the bottom there, that they shall live, is written in their chapel, and just an amazing coin. I mean, yes, there are coins out there that might be sort of stained glass, but nothing this intricate. I mean, you're not going to find a coin of that complexity, for to have. And it's giant. It's 4 inches around, and look at that compared to not that this is a small coin either. This is a big coin. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say real quick, here's our nice. I love our patron coin, but look at that and compared to the side by side. Monstrous. It's a monster. So it's great. So
it's less of a coin and more of a prize for a donation, right? So it can be a little bit different than normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, all the money for that is going to go to all the proceeds will go to St. Jude, and we're really hoping, and I feel confident that our folks are going to help us get over the
Be a nice sun catcher. I like that. That's a good idea if you could hang it somewhere.
Yeah, sun catcher for sure. In fact, I saw someone they had taken this coin and they had mounted it and then put it up in their window.
Oh, that's really cool. Sun catcher. That's great.
Yeah, sun catcher.
I like that idea.
Yeah, isn't that neat? That's a great idea.
And those coins, Gary, and I think you said it, they're limited edition. So I mean, they sell out, they're gone, never going to be made ever again.
No,
right?
We're not doing it again. This is because of 10 years. This is our 10th year. Can you believe it's been 10 years, Jesse? We've done this.
Yeah, my contract runs out in 10 years. So
wait a minute. Just
be a free agent.
Free agent after that.
I'm going to go to radio.
There you go. Radio.
I heard that's making a comeback.
He's going to do the geocaching AM radio morning show.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Perfect.
5 a.m. on the West Coast or something.
That's right.
Or the Art Bell time. I'll do it at like 11 to 1 in the morning. That kind of.
That sounds perfect. You'll probably have the corner on that market. Just saying.
The Dr. Demento show. You could do the the Dr. Geo Demento show. But yeah, 10 years. This is our 10th year coming up.
That is amazing.
It's going to be amazing. We've got.
First of all, they're way too professional for me. I'm not joining Sonny and Sandy. We're goofballs. They do a very clean show, which they've been doing for like 40 years. But although I was on their show recently, but
yeah, I was going to say you had a really great interview. You and Sonny. I listened to that the other day.
Sonny makes people sound good. They're so professional with what they do. It's clean. It's like it's good to go. But they're good people. It was fun catching up with them because Gary remembers the last time I saw Sonny in person because Gary was there too.
Oh,
it was a 14er. That's the last time I saw him in person at our that mega event. At
our mega, yeah, and we had a little
a bad addiction for me for being on Sunday nights for the next 14 years or whatever. So
that's right. That was our we had a private,
it's all full circle
private press party. Ooh, real very posh, very exclusive. No, it wasn't, but it was fun. We had a great time.
It wasn't exclusive, but it was good food though.
It was.
The restaurant was great.
We did the lying, the one where you have to lie, you have to give an answer, this incorrect answer. That's not a lie. Incorrect answers. Only incorrect answers were allowed to be done, and that's hard to do. When you tell somebody like, "What's the normal color of a banana?" Your initially thought is say yellow, but you don't. You have to say something else, purple. Okay, then you move on to the next person. Okay. So your brain has to be constantly thinking, and you have to give a decent answer. You can't just say cauliflower over and over again. You have to give a real answer. And so you're like constantly thinking. It's a really hard game to play, and we had a great time. But yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, who's next in Twig?
Mine'll be easy, and I'll let John really fill in, so it won't end with me.
Sounds good.
This week again was not really about caching as much as planning up a trip coming up this weekend, and then still trying to work on a cache that I want to be able to get out for the end of the year. It's just a little more ambitious. But I did find somebody that agrees to help me make some decals for this cache. And then I've got to figure out a light source for one item that's going to be on it, like a power source for a light that's going to be on it. But so I'm still in the planning phases of that, and then the trip we have coming up. So no spectacular caching this week for me. So John, you got to make up the slack for me this time.
Oh man, yeah. So guys, up here in the great Northeast region of the United States, it's actually fall. I don't know if you guys know that yet in your regions.
Fall.
Yeah, it gets like a little bit cooler. The leaves, they change colors, they fly, they kind of start to fall off, and it's hunting season too. So for us, like bow hunting season, like usually starts like around October 1st. So for me, as like a cache owner and cache hider, like who loves to hide caches outdoors, especially on trails, it's kind of like with hunting season starting, it's kind of like that cusp between like, okay, what caches do I actually get out there versus like waiting for next year, so I'm kind of like on that teeter-totter of kind of like, okay, what do I get out there? Because I know like I definitely want to get some more earth caches out, some more challenge caches. I got some gadget caches ready to go. So, trying to kind of like figure out like that dynamic. And for me too, like, up here, like, it gets cold. We get snow. I don't know if you guys know that, or know what snow is anymore.
No, snow's not allowed here.
Yeah. So for us, it's kind of like, like making winter friendly caches too, or getting into puzzle solving. But some of the stuff I'm going to get up and running, and I did it last year and it was awesome, was I did some coffee events during winter time that were just like a blast. So
nice.
I'm going to start getting some of those up and planning some travels as well too. But, some cool things I want to share, because one of my favorite things is seeing cool things happening from our community. And I got to give a shout out to Alibaba and the 40 Thieves and Action Trinity, because they're actually hiding, and those just awesome people as a whole. They're actually hiding some podcaster themed caches out there. So it was funny because as like Action Trinity and Ellie Bob and the 40 Thieves were hanging out with Jody, they kind of got an idea for a cache series in a woodsy area of Long Island. I can't say where.
Okay.
But they're going to do some podcasting themed caches out there. So for audio listeners, kind of like describing, like there's 3 ammo cans here, stickers from different podcasts on here, some cool Geo Woodstock stuff, some cool swag,
Oh, nice.
some cards even on here. So so it's pretty cool. I love people doing that, because I mean, like, what's better than finding an ammo can, which I love finding ammo cans, guys, but finding well decorated ammo cans that are stocked well.
Yeah.
In very cool areas. So big shout out to both of them for doing that work and for sharing it. And like, if anybody else is doing stuff like that, let us know on here. We'd love to see pictures. We'd love to put out there. And yeah, there they are. Say hi to Jody. Okay, definitely will say hi to Jody on that one. Thank you, Allie. So
People
yeah,
are sharing some temperatures. Oh, don't Direwolf, don't just hang on, my friend. Yeah, it might be 86 in Illinois right now, but that's going to change quickly.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
was
nice
going
here
to
in
say,
Florida all
guys,
weekend, so I can't complain a bit either.
where I am, it's like 67 degrees right now.
Amateur Gadget says 80 in Philly. Well,
it's 78 here right now, so
78,
nice.
but it's always 78 where you are, Jesse. I don't know if you knew that.
Always, it got up to the 80s today. This weekend. It has been nice lately. So
okay, so you're not having to wear pants. Yeah, you can still wear your shorts.
Yeah, you can wear shorts a lot here. So
okay,
yeah, you have dress pants or dress shorts, and you have regular shorts. So you can.
That's right.
Like if you're going to go to a real fancy dinner, you wear your dress shorts. So
is that like jorts or is that not jorts?
No jorts.
No, not jorts.
Okay.
Oh, really nice.
One of the most famous jort wearers is in my town.
Really?
Yeah, John Cena.
Oh, wow.
That's one of the most famous jort wearing people, right?
I never thought about that. That makes sense. So you're going to get into jorts?
No, not so much.
Okay.
Yeah. How best you and me both. I tell you what, we'll get into that style together. How about that? You in the snow, and I'll do it down here.
I think, guys, we got to get some GT and jorts out there. Just saying.
Okay.
Not jorts though. No.
Yeah, trackable jorts.
Trackable jorts.
Trackable jorts. Oh my god. All right, let's get into it. So we have a lot of good info in the notes. I didn't have as much because I've been on the road. I just got home yesterday, but I did have one item I wanted to we've talked about this before, and then we'll get into y'all's list, but I have one item, which is, and this is something I think Jesse's the first person, really, be honest with you, I think I heard him use this line. I was surprised it wasn't in your notes though, Jesse, but
I'll tell you why in a minute, but go ahead.
Okay, good. So in my notes, I have hide what you would want to find. And the idea behind that is that if you want to, if you are a fan of ammo cans in the woods, then figure a way to get out there and hide some ammo cans in the woods. If you're a urban hider and you want to hide something in plain sight where people will walk up, the normal person would walk up, not see it, but a cacher would like hunt around and go, oh my, look, it's right here. You can't really see it, but if you kind of turn this little knob here and look, there's a cache here. If you love that, then hide those when when you can. So Christ Our King says, hide what you would give a favorite point to. That's a nice way to put it too.
That is actually good advice, and I'm not gonna argue that point because I've said that many times. However, I don't always take that advice.
Well, we don't always,
but I can explain what that means. So, right, like the other caveat to that is, and I think it kind of lends into what John's going to talk about later too. But hide what you would want to find, or what others in the area may want to find. You may have the ability to hide something that other people in the area. So either what you want to find or that you think other people in the area would find. Mm-hmm. And I think John's going to touch on that later. So I'll leave off of that. But
absolutely.
I'll leave that as a mysterious hang on to the end. Right. But
hang on for more.
I still believe, Gary, that you're 100% right with that. That's a good, barometer of.
Yeah. Well, I really got that.
Would I care to find this cache? Mm-hmm. If not, then unless there's some other reason you're hiding it, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah. And that's something I know you've you mentioned before, and I and I think we've done good to mention that for folks, is that think about it. Give us some time to think about like what would really be, because I think what happens is people get lazy sometimes. They're like, oh, you know what? There's a lamppost over there. It's a brand new place. Let me just stick a lamp. Let me stick something under there. It's just a fine.
You've seen the caches that say that, like, there was no cache here, so I put one here.
Yeah. Why?
But that's tricky, right? Because it's kind of like if somebody's hiding for the first time, they may hide what they've seen in their area. So if they've seen like a lot of like geocaching tropes, you know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, like everybody's seen like a guardrail cache, everybody's seen like a lamppost cache. It's like they may hide those because that's what they think is normal,
I'll throw a counterpoint out there to that, John. It's my number one point. Obviously, that's true. Without a doubt, that's true. But my number one point was, and I kind of took the approach of what I wish somebody would have told me before I start hiding. And my number one thing is you only get one first hide.
Yep.
So we've all hidden several caches over the years. I'm somewhere in the 400s. I know y'all have hidden a ton. I don't know how many I've actually hidden, but only one of those are my first hide. And if I could go back and do something different in geocaching, it would have been to really research that first one a little bit more. Sure. Like I did put a container out, it wasn't just a pill bottle under a bush or anything like that. And I tried to craft a container, which I didn't do that great. And I assumed permission, which is not a good plan.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of things that went wrong with that one. And it was okay, and it did okay for a while, but I really didn't think about the weather where I was at either with the choice of glue that I used for the container. And I really wish, because I made some better hides later on down the road, but I really wish I would have spent I was just so excited to get my first hide out, right? Like, sweet, I'm finally going to get one out. I could have researched it a little bit more and made a hide that would have lasted for a long time. And I would just say that as we go through these things, if you've already hidden caches, that doesn't really apply to you, but you only get one first hide. That's the one that stays on there forever is your first hide, right? That's your first entrance into your local geocaching community or just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth taking the time. I know it's exciting to get that first hide out there, but it's also exciting to have one that people are really talking about or that holds up over time, right? If your first hide only lasts 3 weeks, you're probably not super proud of that one. So, that's just my piece of advice would be, yes, do what's near you or whatever else. And of course, that all falls into like, find a few caches before you start hiding just to get experience. But make that first one like kind of a proud one. Don't just, unless that's what you're into, don't just stick a nano on the side of a fence, a wrought iron fence and go, it's my first cache. I'm just trying out. People are going to find it anyway. So take your time and get a good one. And just, that's one of those like milestones that you don't get to repeat. So I'm just going to throw that out there. That was my first point of that anyway.
Well, and you bring up something very good because it's like everybody who hides one for the first time learns a lot, during the process of hiding it. And I emphasize that because I know for some people where they feel like new cache hiders feel like they have to hide a lot, to start at. And I like the point that you emphasize, Jesse, because it's like if you just focus, put one out there, make sure it's good quality, make sure you're being responsible, like cache owner on that one too.
Yeah.
Don't just follow into the geocaching tropes or the typical ones. Feel free to do that in your own style, your own creativity, that can be put out there too. Because one of the things like the pit trap I fell into was I don't think I hit a cache, I think for 4 years after I started finding caches.
Oh, wow.
And, onto that, I ran into a few people who were like, hey, publishing a cache is super hard.
Right.
And I was like, what? Oh man, if it's super hard, I was like, maybe I'll just find them. Maybe that's all I'll do. Right. And
super hard. No.
Yeah. And sure enough, like I can't remember if I ever told this one. So when I hit my first one, which was a nano, I will admit that.
That's okay.
There's nothing wrong with the nano, first of all.
No, those are great. And it was in a really cool like culvert, like tunnel underneath a hiking trail. Something I love, so it kind of spoke to me.
Yeah.
But then after typing it up, and I've heard from people sometimes it takes like weeks to get published. like no joke. And this was in February, cold stretch. It like published in 10 minutes after I submitted it.
Wow, 10 minutes.
Yeah, which never happened ever again, by the way. But,
right, of course not.
It was like one of those things where it went from like hearing this narrative, this is so hard, to like submitting it, and then me mentally preparing, like, okay, this could be weeks before I get any feedback. And
right.
And who knows? Maybe this will get shot down. And it published in like 10 minutes, and it was like, oh, okay, I can do this. This isn't hard.
Exactly.
Like why did I kind of fall into that pit trap of like hearing that it was so difficult to get a cache published?
Well, there's a lot of like rumors and stuff you hear around, and a lot of those end up not being true, right? Like the more you talk to people, like you may get good information, but you may not. And I like that you mentioned a nano, because like Direwolf said, my first hide was a nano on a park bench that I hit almost 10 years ago, and it's still active.
Isn't that great?
That's
any
awesome.
size, I think any size, any type of container can be good if you're just putting effort and time into it, right? Like my first one was a nano too. Now it was built. It was one of those bison tubes, but it was built into a larger host container, right? Like it wasn't whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think that you have to have a 10-stage multi geocache gadget cache for your first hide. I would keep it more simple than that, but just make it something you're proud of that you can point to as your first cache.
Yeah. What are some other things you guys are sort of come to mind?
John, you want to jump in there? I'll throw one in that I think falls on the same line. And this is all things that I fully admit that I screwed up in the beginning and I've learned since. But I would say find a beta tester. Just get somebody that's been hiding caches for a while. They can help you look over the cache page. They can go and try to find it. And, because I've seen it happen where people switch two numbers when they're posting a cache, but it's still in a logical location so the reviewer doesn't catch it, and it's just terribly far off. Yeah. And if you have a beta tester that can walk through kind of what you're going through, you can see what the experience is going to be for somebody. Right. It may turn out great. He may have this super hard puzzle that you put out may take him 2 minutes because everybody in the world has seen this but you. Right? Like it's good to get a gauge, and I've had a beta tester for a lot of my stuff over the years, and it saved me some things that like head slappers are like, oh my, that's so dumb. I can't believe I did that. Right. Because you are so excited about this cache. You don't see the obvious mistake on the page or the obvious thing. And they're looking at it fresh and they see it. So I think it helps really, really boost the quality of your cache if you have somebody look at second set of eyes looking at it first.
Well, and the thing is too, because I'll admit a mistake, because we all learn by mistakes, and onto this one too, chords, right? Getting those chords and having somebody double check those chords. Because I actually, my Earth cache that recently published on this one, I submitted it. I messed up the chords with the numbers on that one. And luckily the reviewer was awesome. The GeoAware, all of our GeoAwares that I've interacted with have just been incredible. So great feedback. And he just sends me a message back, or they send me a message back. And they say, I went to Street View on your chords. I don't see this thing that you spoke about on here. And I was kind of like, oh man, rookie mistake. I was like, usually what I do, with that location is I pop that into Google Maps, like as I'm putting in like my cache submission. Yep. And double checking those chords to make sure that those are good. Because it's one of those things, like, I don't know if you guys have ever had one where a new cache owner's published a cache. The chords are bad, like real bad, like maybe like 1/10 of a mile off, and you can't find it, So
that is frustrating. Almost as bad as it not being there at all.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We all know is
kind of isn't. Is it somewhere else?
Part of the rules. I mean, just don't. You should be reading all those boxes that you're clicking that you're not reading. That's actually useful.
You need to read them. Yeah. I was going to share real quick this in case anybody wants it. It's a really good little tool for some people that are not as savvy with the coordinates and all that. Cache Sleuth, it'll be in the notes, but I wanted to share this real quick. So if you go to cachesleuth.com and you click down a little ways, you'll be able to see this area on the Cache Sleuth page. And it's a conversion, coordinate converter, and map links. So this is great. You can put in coordinates. You can put any conversion method. We've all seen, there's probably half a dozen different ways that we see coordinates presented to us, either from Google Maps or from, and they have a list over here of all these coordinates, how to view a coordinate, OpenStreetMap. I mean, there's a ton of these other ones. And so, we've all kind of seen, depending on how you grabbed your chords, that's sort of a really good way to do that. What happened? Okay.
Did you kick us off our own show there, Gary, or what's happening?
No, I just kicked on the. Oh well, there we go.
There we go. We're back. Yeah, and I think coming back to what Jesse was saying, and I appreciate you sharing that, Gary, because I mean people should absolutely check those.
Yeah.
But coming back to what Jesse said, and sometimes as we cache for a while, we kind of forget it because I mean where Jesse's saying like read the rules. Well, put your cache in place before you actually submit it for publishing.
Yes.
Because I mean, we all heard of somebody, and I know Chrysler King 987 says they looked for 2 newly published caches that weren't even placed yet onto that one.
Yuck.
So here's what I'd tell you too. We're not going to have a chance to go through all the logistics of doing this tonight, right? But come up with your idea, build your cache page, then send your reviewer a message and say, especially if you're in an overly saturated area, say, this is the spot I want to hide it. I just want you to do a coordinates check for it. They will tell you, because there's a lot of hidden puzzles or multis that you may not know is there. Don't go to all this effort and not even know that that's an available spot.
Right.
Go ahead and send in, do a coordinate check. And they recommend doing this. Reviewers recommend doing it. And just go, I'm trying to hide one here. Is this a safe spot? Now, they won't tell you what's nearby because you can't just solve a puzzle that way.
No.
But it's good to go ahead and get that clearance to know it's there. Then as you get out there and hide it and have somebody beta test it or whatever, you're putting it in and, you don't want to do all that work and do it all right and then go, oh, that's 200 feet from a multi-stage that you don't know about.
Right. Or the basics, like, is it too close to a school? Is it too close to a railroad track? I mean, you got to, do make your reviewer's job a little bit easier and not do something crazy. You need to do your own research to make sure, and so they don't come back and go, no, you can't hide one there. You just can't.
I know, and that does happen.
You kind of look like, oh God, that was not good.
So then what you do is you just lie about the coordinates and move down a few.
No.
You don't do that?
Nope.
I put on mine. Do not give fake chords. Do not give fake chords.
Oh, don't give fake chords.
Oh, that's in your what not to do area there.
Right. Because I mean, guys, I will admit, I found a few caches in my day where it was just like they said, like this was too close to the other one, so we posted the coordinates here. And then you read through the cache description or through a cache owner note, and they're like, here's the actual chords.
Yes, I have seen one of those before.
I know. So do not.
There was one I know about where they would intentionally move them and then add new stuff to the cache page without the reviewer knowing about it or whatever, but just to make it harder is what they were doing.
Oh, God.
So
good.
But anyway, that's a terrible plan. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I'm going to throw another one out, and it's going to be pretty obvious, but this is what I learned from me. I'm not poking fun at anybody else.
Right.
When you're hiding your cache and picking your location, think of the way that the laziest possible human being cacher will get to that cache. Like I hid one. It was my fault. I should have thought through this. It was beside a flower bed. You could totally park in the parking lot, step over 10 feet all on the concrete, grab this cache. But it was next to a really busy sidewalk where there's also parking. So people were cutting through the flower bed of this business.
Ooh.
To do that instead of parking in the parking lot where, that was okay. The business was fine with it. They were trampling on this. So look at whatever you're doing and think, if I was going to be the biggest dirtbag I could imagine being, how would I tromp over whatever's nearby to this cache? And if they're going to destroy good things, just find another place. Don't do it. We know cachers even good cachers take the straight route, not the most logical route always. The straightest route from where they park to where that cache is, no matter what's in the way. So just scout your location a lot and think through like what could go wrong. Even if it seems like this is the most logical way to get to this cache, we know we don't do that, right? So look at all the things around it. Even if you've got permission or doing everything else right, look and go, what could go wrong with approaching this cache? And that can save you. I have screwed that one up myself, and I didn't have the foresight to think that through, and I had to totally deactivate a cache because of that.
Yeah, and assume that the cachers that are coming to that cache are riding a herd of elephants. Because that's the kind of trail they're going to create.
Yeah, they're closing their eyes and they're shuffling their feet through the flower bed, everything.
Right. They're just going to plow through with a herd of elephants to that spot. And you're like, the heck, what are these people doing? Why are they all riding elephants to come in here? So like you said, you got to think through what they're doing, because trust me, they're going to plow a wide path to that thing.
Yeah. Well, and this kind of like segues into terrain, right? Because I mean, you put something there, you have the terrain, and for newer hiders, the question comes up, what terrain do they put on a cache?
Oh yeah.
And I know terrain varies regionally. We've talked about this in the past. So like a Colorado terrain is not the same as a Texas terrain.
I wasn't pointing at you necessarily.
just Jerry, just so it shows, Memphis was pointing in the direction of Gary. So
Guadalupe Peak, 11,000 feet. So we can hide stuff.
Really? How much caching have you done there? All right, let's move on. Okay, so cool. So we don't pick on Texas today. That's a big state to pick on. I need to be careful. So I agree with that. But let me ask you, and this is both of y'all, which do you think is harder as a hider? Picking out the terrain, which you should be going off the rules, or the difficulty,
or the guidelines.
The difficulty is one. It's always been the hardest for me because you're really biased based on where and how long you've cached.
Yeah,
how you set the difficulty, especially like a puzzle, but just anything in general, right? I think to me, I've always really struggled with that half of it.
I agree, because terrain, you can kind of look at other caches in your community that are hidden in a similar fashion, and get like a terrain rating based off of those to at least start with, like as you're learning, and of course use that. But the difficulty is the one that's crazy, right? Because especially if you're creating your own puzzle, you created a puzzle that made sense to you, when you were putting it out there. And I think
beta test if you're doing if you're talking about a puzzle. 100%. You need a beta tester.
Have somebody test it. Yeah, absolutely. That's huge.
Have y'all messed that up in the past? Or no, let me ask you a better question. Have you altered your difficulty to meet something that you wanted it to be? There would be a lot more people come to this if this was a rare 2.5. How can I make this?
Oh yeah, I've seen those. I've never done that.
Well, I think that kind of gets into a sense of like unique caches, right? And if you're creating something unique for your community, taking a look at what your community needs are. Because I mean, if you don't have a DT of a certain type in your community, your community may appreciate having that DT close by. That's unique.
Absolutely.
So I mean, as a cache hider, if you're putting out some caches you think that your community could appreciate, that could be a good technique to saying, hey, here's a unique DT.
So one thing you should do though,
right? Don't just lie and put whatever's out there. Do it right. People appreciate it a lot more.
Well, something too, Jesse, you should pretty much change the DT ratings all the time on that cache, right?
Absolutely.
Just change
like
it
once a month based on the seasons, or
just kind of like on a whim. You kind of go, you know what? Let's make it a 5 today.
No, I think Gary, weren't you the guy that started as a 5.5 and then every month you put it down in half?
Change it.
Well, you've seen those caches. I've seen them too, where it says, I'm going to hide this puzzle as a 3 and then wait to see what the first few people say about it and then adjust the difficulty after that. How did that even pass, first of all? Who let that happen?
Change at least 81 times to Direwolf.
That's right. The problem is you lose credit for all those, but
there are 81 of those. Please don't do that. Please don't change your DT rating after you publish it. Maybe after you publish it plus 1 day. Maybe you give 1 day to fix it, but after that, that's it. No more changes.
Mm-hmm.
So Scooby-Lo's Pooh says, I put out what I thought was an easy puzzle. It took 7 months for the FTF.
Wow. Dang.
The beta tester would help that, but it may not have, because if you have to make something really unique, it is a lot harder, right?
Yeah. If it's a unique puzzle for your community where people don't typically see those.
Yep.
For sure. And I love what Owen from KC says. I purposely hide rare DTs and types for his area, making them as accurate as I think.
That's the key right there. He's not lying about it and just doing it to make it popular. He's doing it accurately. I think that's the key. Keep the integrity with it, right? Like we've all seen the fizzy farms, right? Where you can get all your DT in one day.
Yes.
And it's like right down the road. Like stop. But that just totally ruins fizzy, but still fun and neat. So, if you don't like them, don't do them, right? I kind of prefer it when the accuracy is, is there. Like it's just so I know what I'm getting into.
Yep. Absolutely. You really do need, and that's important because if people are going to be at a location, even for, depending on how active or how, if you market a train 4.5, it really needs to be a train 4.5 to let people know, like, okay, can I, maybe I need to not do this one because maybe, I've torn a bunch of ligaments, right, John? And you're like, 4.5 probably is not good.
Absolutely. Just outdoor safety in general. I mean, you want to rank things accurate.
Right.
You don't want to create a situation where it's not rated accurate. Somebody goes out to do something, they're not prepared to do it, and it's not a good situation because of that. So
that's not good. And obviously, the number one and most important accuracy is the number one, right? That's the most important. You can be off on the other ones. Just be right on that one terrain. Be right on that one. You can be a little bit off on the other ones. That one's a little more important. But
make sure that train one is train one. Yeah.
All right, I've got one for you, and y'all tell me if you've messed it up. By the fact that I'm bringing it up, you know that I've messed it up. So, have you ever water tested your containers? Now, if you have a standard like ammo can, that is what it is, right? But if you're doing something different, have you ever water tested yours before? Like throw them in the dishwasher or throw them in a tub or whatever. Have y'all ever done that? I wish I had on the first. Everybody gets into caching, and you get it. We all go the same thing, right? Not all of us, but we do. Years and years ago, there's even more information out there now than there was, like in 2009 or whatever. But you get excited, you start going to cache, and you're like, oh, these ammo cans cost $20, but I can get 5 containers at the dollar store for $1. Those will work great. Those little sandwich containers, they'll work great.
Yeah.
They don't work great. They're not lock and locks. If they're cheap, there's a reason they're cheap. Not that there's not cheap containers out there or whatever, but just water durability testing or testing a container like before you put it out and assume it's good it can save you a lot of maintenance headaches.
Now the Altoid tin is made for geocaching. Is that correct or no?
Yes. What helps though, if you rub it on concrete first, so you can get those good sharp edges, it helps it rust quicker, so it gives better camouflage.
So rust quicker.
That's for the camouflage,
Strek 2 peanut butter jars. Yeah, you don't really have to clean them fully. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
Oh man.
Now that's you're giving something to the environment. You're leaving food in there for the animals. You want the animals to play geocaching as well.
Leave something for the bears. The bears need something.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, well, and I appreciate that one because it's like, especially in the climate where I live, where it snows multiple feet during the winter time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put something out there, it's going to get like extreme cold. It's going to get like, lots of snow, lots of rain on there. So you have to ensure that that's durable for sure. But you're only as good as the cacher that closes your containers as well too.
That is true. That is very true.
And that's one I think for people hiding. It's like if you can do multiple containers, like a container and a container, if you can do like right in the rain, if you can try to like do it as good as possible, because let's face it, a plastic baggie is a good step, right? It's a good layer. Yeah, plastic bag and a napkin for log. That's all you need. No, Direwolf. No.
Hey, I found one like that before, though. I know I've mentioned on the show before. Mm-hmm. It was literally it was a Sprite or what's the other one? 7-Up? Yeah. I don't know. It was green.
And that's what
it was. But it was a plastic 20-ounce bottle with a receipt in there for a log, and that was the whole cache. Like I don't even think it had all the 7-Up out of the bottom of it. Like it was still wet in the bottom.
Like what was even that cash? Was it like, don't recycle me for 5 cents, bro?
Yeah, it was in a bush, by the way. So extremely original. It got blasted. It came out and people were like, no. The notes were not kind. They were like, this is not going to be a thing here. We're not doing this.
So glass jars, they were okay, right? Because they hold water really well. So that...
Ooh, no. You do not want broken glass.
Do not
No,
do that.
yeah. I have seen some glass containers, like some old glass containers. The problem with it is they can break, and that doesn't work out.
Yeah, just think of like I always try to think like, what if you had a new cacher, right? Especially there with kids, their first experience, they reach in, broken glass, somebody gets caught, bad experience. It's probably the last time they're ever going to cache on that one,
Yeah.
Not good. What are some other things we can and cannot do?
John, you want to hit one there?
I'm going to give one that's impacted me, guys, and I think I maybe mentioned this in the past. But do not hide multiple containers with logs out there for a hide. And I say this, you may think like, okay, like this is a genius idea. This is going to save me in cache maintenance, right?
Oh God!
But I had one where I went to a sign and
idea.
There was multiple logs. It was like magnetic strips on there with like tape on the back, and the cache owner actually had like I think 2 or 3 of those. So I was legitimate FTF. I arrived on site, found one, signed it, right? Next guy comes in, right? Finds another one, no signature on, and is like, hey, I'm FTF. Nobody signed it. I don't know what somebody's doing on this one. And this cache owner, he actually like hid, I think like 2 caches, at least 2 caches like this.
Oh gosh.
But man, talk about chaos, especially on like the FTF side and the caching community. It's funny looking back on it, but it's kind of like for people that take their FTF game serious, and I don't take it as much serious as I used to be honest, because some people take it way too
seriously.
Yes, I know. I'm sure that was quite the fun situation.
Oh yeah, it was
quite the battle.
Yeah. But I've seen that happen before too. Like I've seen even somebody sign the back of a log and put it back in. It's like a strip on both sides.
Oh yeah.
Roll it back up. So the next person came and they did it. And they're like, "Oh, FTF." Yeah. Like and like people got angry about it.
Yeah.
Come to blows when the next time they see each other.
Hiding multiple containers. That's not a good plan.
No, not at all.
Now there's really nothing also out there that I know of that you could use to like indicate that it's tree climb or that stealth is required, or really
they should come up with something like that to let people know.
Oh man,
they guys, should like an attribute of some kind, maybe.
Yeah, they got attributes, guys.
Those are only for puzzles.
No. Everybody should use attributes.
Everybody should use attributes
to help with puzzles or challenges.
Well, to help with everything. Like I'm one of those like to be perfectly honest, joking aside, because I mean people start out and they don't know attributes, but
that's true.
They describe the cache and sometimes what you need to find the cache, if it's like a long hike, if it's like a special tool.
Yeah.
If it's winter friendly, if there's like different things to it. But I know personally for me, when I first started out, I really didn't use attributes, but now I use as many attributes as I can. And I can't remember what the limit is.
It's like 13, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right. And I use them for a few different reasons. I mean, one, to give people a sense of what the experience is going to be like. Because especially here in the Northeast, where we do get feet of snow, is it winter friendly? Is it not winter friendly?
Right.
For example, given. But then also for challenge caches, because there's so many challenge caches out there that work off of attributes. That
15.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, on there, like I put on as many as I can, but aligned with challenge caches, I try not to alter my attributes after a cache publishes.
Right.
I don't do it more than once a week.
Once a week.
Jesse, you're changing the DT. You're changing your attributes, man.
Yeah, change the name of the cache. So if they're doing one of them old ABC puzzles, challenges, you can mess that up for them real quick. Put it as a Z for a long time, and then change it to
it.
R. Yeah.
Do not listen to Jesse, guys. Do not listen to Jesse. You will anger the challenge cache gods if you do those. Just saying.
No,
it's like changing
we've talked about
rating.
that before. They shouldn't change any of that crap, and nobody's going to convince me otherwise. It should have a reviewer approval if you change anything on the cache page afterwards.
Yeah,
for most things, other than the description, right? But
we talked about that. Yeah, we always thought that it should get locked And if you really want to change it, you better have a good reason, and you need to then let your reviewer know what that good reason is.
So I got to throw one out there because before we run out of time, there's a couple I want to throw out there. One, and this came from the CFO, so she required me to say it tonight.
Yep.
If let's say your first cache, or it's not your first cache, right? We've talked about first cache. Let's say you're going to expand, and you're not going to just hire the traditional that everybody hires for the first cache. You're going to let's say you're going to go to one of the best ones ever and do a Where-A-Go if you're that brave. Or you're going to do a multi, which is terrible because those are horrible and they should be gone. But if you're going to do one of those, or if it's even a traditional, right? And it's a hike or something, and there's not a way to indicate it. If there's multiple stages to something, give people an idea. Like, hey, this is 10 stages, or this is likely to take you 3 hours. See, Florida Math Freak's got it. He knows what's up. Give people an idea of how long the cache is going to take. That's just, we've all told horror stories about that. Here's one I'm going to grab on my lunch break. And it's like an 8-hour cache, but it's not marked as like a real super high difficulty. And you have no idea how many stages it's got.
Yeah.
That's just courtesy. Unless there's some reason that you're not doing it because of the puzzle, but then give them some indication like this is going to take you a long time. There's more than one state, like say this is going to be a very involved cache, but give people an idea what's going on.
Give an idea. You and I did that Where-A-Go the one time. Remember, Jesse? And we're like, it'd have been nice if somebody had said something because we had fun, but remember we were like, okay, back this way now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just back this way, like the 9 stages or something. And we're like,
if you're not going to tell them how many stages, just say there's a lot of stages. Just let them know, right? Like you'll be doing this for a while. Yeah. Because I've done one that covered almost the whole state before. It was like way up and down. And you didn't know. Like I had heard ahead of time from rumors, but there was nothing on the cache page to indicate that. And that's just, you're likely to have a bad experience if you do. So if you're one of those cache hiders, give people an idea of what they're getting into.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. Because especially people traveling, and again, coming back to the safety element, like there was one multi started one time and I was traveling and I probably had let's say a half hour available. So I was like, oh, okay, why not?
Kick it out.
And then I got into it and I was just like, oh man, this is like a 2 or 3 hour thing,
Yeah.
And I was like, that sucks because if I was traveling and I knew that's what it was going to be like, it's like, I would have not even have done it in the first place and wasted my time. And I think that's a complaint from a lot of people about multis is multis can be fun, but for so many people, it's just like, one, if you don't have a sense of commitment, and then 2, if they're not maintained and a stage is missing.
Yeah.
So, if somebody's thinking about hiding a multi, like double check that, do your owner maintenance, even if there's no issues, nobody's found it in a while, go out there, double check it, post a note on that one that you checked it out. Because I think because of people not getting good expectations and maintenance not being done, multis really have a bad reputation, just to put it out there.
And you don't even have to say exactly, but you kind of want to, like you said, in a lot of multis, they'll tell you it's a 2-stage multi. You're like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to be difficult, you're sort of like prepared. But if you're like you said, if it's more than a couple, you kind of want to give people a heads up.
Yeah.
Because it's just common courtesy because so many people are trying to plan. And if you can't plan right, let's, like I said, with the Where-A-Goes, like the one Jesse and I did, it's like, even if they just said it's, 6 to 8 or something, or I don't know, there's got to be a way to do that where there was no notice.
It's probably going to take you more than 30 minutes, or
something like that.
And there are attributes for things like that, quick park and grab, stuff like that, but that doesn't give you a real scope. Like, hey, this may take you 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know. And that one, again, it's common courtesy, just trying to be courteous to folks that are going to be looking for your cache. So, what else?
I've got one I'm going to say, but I've got one more I want to use.
Yeah, one more. You want to save it?
I'll say one for my final, but
for the wrap up. Okay.
I would say if you're a cache hider, it's okay to put in hints. You see different thoughts on this a lot of times, right? Like a lot of people don't want to put in a hint because they don't want to mess anything up. Well, people don't have to look at the hint if they don't want to, right? But hints And we all know the most frustrating hint. You hit the hint and it says this doesn't need a hint. That's always the most frustrating one. When you're actually hitting it and it says you don't need a hint.
Yeah.
I do, or I wouldn't be checking this. So
I wouldn't be checking the hint.
But the hint is a good place. Now I know in the hint sometimes on the puzzle cache they'll put information as part of the puzzle, whatever. But on a regular hint, it's okay. It doesn't water down your cache or mess it up to put a hint. If you feel like you need a hint for people, put it in there. You know, if they want to check it and make it easier, let them do it. But unless there's some reason that says not to have a hint, put a decent hint in there. Yeah, like no hint.
Yeah, but your gadget, nothing says
no hint hints. We always love those, right?
I hate it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, again, for those that don't know, we have starred or highlighted several that we're going to get to here in a minute.
We got to get those.
If we haven't gotten to yours, we're going to do them now. In fact, let's do them now. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right. Go ahead, John.
First one, Gary, this is for you.
Yes. Have you guys put out the lineup for Podcast Talk? We have not yet.
We have not.
But that's coming soon. We're into October, and that's usually the time we're going to do a special show to talk about the lineup. So stay tuned. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned, Lori. We'll do a special Thursday night edition of because we got to talk about the lineup that we're going to then do the lineup.
Oh man. And I'll tell you guys, not to spill the beans, it's a great lineup.
It's a good lineup.
Real good.
Bunch, 10th year.
Yeah.
Crazy group, man. It's a crazy group.
Bell on the Move said his first hide was a WV10 inspired Batman themed birdhouse.
That's his first one.
Area. Of course it was, because he does awesome stuff.
Yeah, he does.
And again, not everybody has to do something that complicated, right? That's awesome for a first hide, without a doubt. But you don't have to set the bar that high, but just make it something you're proud of, right? Because not most people aren't going to hide that kind of container anyway, right? That's pretty advanced stuff, but that's awesome. That gets to be his first hide forever.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool deal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and shout out to Andrew, him, and Chad. If people are in our Geocache Talk Facebook page, they won the Editor's Choice Award at the Makers Fair.
Yeah.
Which is just awesome. And it was so cool to see all of Andrew's caches that he put out there and showed for people. Because I was just talking to Chad, and Chad's just like, man, Andrew Bell on the Move is just awesome. I mean, just showing all of his caches, hearing from people, everything out there. So shout out to him for sure.
Absolutely.
If you have beta testers, sign the log, have them leave a FTF spot easily recognized. Yes. So don't,
thanks, Gary.
If you have a beta tester, have them go ahead and sign it. That's fine, but just put beta tester under it. So not in the FTF log spot, because that'll cause confusion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But have them sign it. That's a good thing to do. They can absolutely do that.
Very kind. Good thought, Gary.
Is it okay to change the name of the cache? Y'all know my answer to this. No, don't do that. Here's why. For anybody that doesn't know why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
People work on challenges a lot.
Yes.
There's many challenges out there still that are based on the names of caches. So if they find your cache specifically for that name, or have found it in the past, and they're going to do this challenge cache, and now you change the name, you've taken away one of their qualifications, and they may have traveled a good distance to do that. So unless there's some kind of emergency, I would always recommend not change the name of the cache once it's published.
Yes.
Especially at the beginning of it. If you had to put something in parentheses at the end or something, I can see that, like replaced, renewed, something that is important to put on there. But I would recommend not changing the name of a cache once it's published, because it just can mess people up.
Yeah. Thanks. Great too.
Yeah. Great question.
Or you want to check attributes on a regularly? I forget to look at attributes. I look at the attributes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I always look at attributes. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. I do, because sometimes it gives you a hint as caches, especially if it's like a liar's cache and you're seeing like all these attributes on here, and you're thinking like, okay, scuba gear required, like boat required, like all these things are adding up, and you're like giving that hint where you're kind of like, okay, that does not seem right. So I usually always check the attributes.
So here's a good question here too.
Yep.
Can the cache page be stage one of a multi, or do you have to have a physical locations for stage one of a multi? You can do hints and things on the cache page. They generally want a physical first stage, but there are ways around that. Now, can you, and maybe y'all know this, you know how you do the stages on it, like the list of stages or whatever. Could
Right.
you list only stage 2 through 5 or something, or that make you list a stage 1?
I think they make you do it.
I want to say so too. But then, I mean, this question also kind of gets into the multi versus mystery
thing, right?
Yeah.
Although
I know I have
them,
in the past
yeah.
hidden a virtual first stage of a multi.
Right.
It wasn't the web page though. It was out in the field, gather information, go to the next stage. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
I'd say this is a hard question to answer, short of launching into the big multi versus mystery, because they overlap so much.
Yeah, they do.
And I don't think the cache page would ever be considered a stage because it's not a location, right?
I think the cache or the reviewer is probably not going to let you get away with a multi. Well, I don't know. That's
no, I wouldn't think it'd be, because then you could just do a puzzle on the cache page, call it stage 1, and one location, and call it stage 2, and make it a multi. So it'd really be a one-stage multi then.
Well, and I think we've all found. Have y'all found the 9-stage multi that was under a lamppost skirt, and all it was a pill.
I seen the 2-stage multi that was there. You have one, it's like the contact lens, it's the other side.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Oh my
Yes.
That's
Contact
technically
lens.
still 2 stages. So I think Don threw us a loop. That's a hard question to answer.
Yep. Good one though. Good
We
question.
should have a reviewer on and just grill him about all these weird things. That would go over well.
Yeah.
Where's Ryan when you need him? He's not even here tonight. Dog. What's up with our reviewers? Why can't they show up when they're supposed to?
We got to pay them more.
I know.
Double their pay.
Yeah, double their pay, guys. Double
it. Double their pay right now. Right now.
Yeah.
I demand it. I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm using my flashlight, the flashlight of truth. You have to pay them more right now. Right now.
Wow. Yeah, you don't break out that flashlight a lot, Gary.
No,
yeah, you mean business. I can tell.
That's when I mean it's time to pay them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's go around and we'll do a quick round. I'll go first. I had the fewest notes, but I appreciate you guys helping me out while I was trying to get home from a long trip. I appreciate y'all jumping in there and doing all that. My one note tonight to mention is the fact that 2 things. One is you better start hiding caches. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, you know what? I've been caching for a few years. I've just never hit anything." How many? You have like 3,000 finds. You've never hit a cache before. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, that's wrong. It's flat out wrong. You should not have been around the game that long and not actually contribute. And to me, it's like stealing. To me, it's stealing. You're stealing from the community if you're not hiding. And the other thing too goes back to the original, which is don't just hide crap. Hide good stuff. But there's no excuse. Oh, I don't want to hide. I don't want to hide anything because it won't be any good. It's like A, hide, and B, take the time to do it right. So over to you guys.
Yeah, I'll take it next. Yeah, and I think the purpose of tonight's show was talking about hiding for a sense where there could be people who have never hidden a cache before. And if you've never hidden a cache before, like me, where I was caching for 4 years and I did not hide a cache because I thought it was super hard, which was false. It's not super hard.
Exactly.
There's an incredible community that will help you out. I mean, you can even email geocachetalk@gmail.com. You can ask in the forums, there's a lot of different resources out there, but don't be afraid to hide. It's not difficult at all. You can do it. I mean, with something that you're interested in, where your energy's going, something you're excited to do. You can start at something basic to get it out there. But there's so many different nuances on this game. I mean, the multi versus mystery one, we could have spent a whole show just on that one, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if you're starting out, feel free to hide a traditional, even, out there, stock container if you want to go above and beyond, feel free to, there's so many people that, you talk to where they first start the game as a finder and they find so much and they get joy from that.
Yeah.
And then the people that hide, and there's actually some people in the game, believe it or not, who get a lot more joy out of hiding caches and getting the logs, from those than finding.
Exactly.
And, just to think of, like folks like Bounce and others that just make all these incredible caches, and, God bless them, because with what they do, that just adds such a great element to the game. But without the hiders, our game would not exist,
Yeah.
So I certainly think it's one of those things. If you're thinking about it, do it, put one out there. It's fun.
Yeah.
So because I'm me, I'm going to disagree with both of y'all. So, and Lori agrees with me. I disagree with them not contributing to the game. If they are not going to be a good CO, then why put out and not go and not do anything with it? So here's why I disagree. One, there's other ways to contribute to the game. And I know we're kind of tongue in cheek with it when it comes to it too. But like, I found a lot of people that I wished have never hidden any caches.
Oh yeah, there's those.
And I'm like, I wish you would not have hidden the cache. One, because you're just putting out crap. And
right.
I understand a smiley is a smiley. That's great, but you're not really. That's not a good ambassador for the game. That could be somebody's first find, right? And that was terrible. So I would say, yes, you should contribute to the game by putting out caches, but not because you owe it to the game, but because that makes the game so much more fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're missing half of the game. Like I get as much fun out of some of the hides that I've had over the years as I do some of the finds I've had over the years. But if you're going to phone it in, just skip it. I'd rather you contribute some other way, right? Like just don't even do it. We've got enough of those out there that are crappy and stuff like that. But my big final thought on that, yes, I do agree with you on the fact that you get a lot of joy out of hiding caches, and giving back to the game is always a good thing. But if you're going to be one of those crappy owners, just move on, contribute some other way. Don't
be a crappy owner. Then
my final tip, and it kind of goes right along with this, is maintain your crap. If you're going to hide a cache, maintain. If you don't want to maintain it, don't have a cache. Just don't do it. Do something else. Host an event. Do something else if you want to give back.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to put out a bunch of stuff out there and not maintain it, that is one of the most frustrating parts of a game. And it seems like multi, like you mentioned earlier, stage 3 is always gone. So don't put out a multi. That's great that you did it, but get rid of it. Finding a cache, like you go to the town to find a cache. Maybe you don't have a lot of time that day. You're trying to find one, and it's just a wire hanging in a tree where a bison tube should have been, or it's a pill bottle where an ammo can started off originally, because nobody's maintaining anymore. Those are disappointing caching days, right? And you don't want those. You want fun. Even if it's not a spectacular cache, you still want it to be maintained and not just like a lump of paper inside a tube. That doesn't contribute joy for anybody. So my number one thing about hiding caches is just agree to maintain it. Even if it's one cache or if it's 50 caches, put out what you can maintain and keep people being able to find fun caches around there. Even if they're not spectacular, it's better than a wet, soggy log with a broken container, right? That's not helping anything in the game.
Yeah.
Well, and to build on yours, Jesse, too. What did Kenny Rogers say? Like as a gambler, what was his line? Like
know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah, you got to know when to walk away, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of like one of those things. Like if you hide one, and maintenance is part of the game, but archiving caches is part of the game too.
Yes.
We've all archived caches. It's not like you have somebody that goes their whole geocaching career and says, I have never archived a cache ever in my career, as a cacher. We all do it, right? So you have to know as a hider when something's run its course and you're just like, archive it.
It's a commitment. It's a time commitment. If you're actually going to hide a cache, it's a time commitment.
And it's worth it to go ahead and archive it. It's like a DNF. Log your DNFs and also archive and go pick up your geotrash and just let it and just be responsible. And if it's not, I've archived several lately and got out there and obviously look for, not only are they, look for my containers are not there. It's like, do I want to replace this one? It's like, no, I decided, you know what?
Yeah.
It's not a good spot. I mean, it was a good spot. Now it's not. It's time to archive it. Archive it and move on. Just
absolutely.
And just like you said, it's part of being a responsible cache owner. Is just finally know when it's time to let it go.
Yeah.
Pick up your geotrash. Absolutely. Good deal. Well, I think we've covered it well tonight. Thank you, guys. Been a good evening, and
we do have, Gary, one thing more.
Yeah, you got one more. You have an upcoming show.
Another one.
Guys, so this is a cool one that we have coming up on Tuesday. Charles and Tom from Puzzle Talk are doing spooky puzzles.
Spooky caches.
Yeah. So spooky caches, spooky puzzles. So tune into Puzzle Talk. It's going to be 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. So tune in.
Perfect.
Nice.
'Tis the season.
Yes.
That's right.
For some spooky caches. All right. Great stuff, guys. See you next time. Good night, everybody.
Okay, take care, everybody.
May your finds be many, and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.